Our next guest is an award-winning author and a rescue dog owner, and here with her 8th children's book, Operation Rescue Dog, inspired by her own true story, by the way. Please welcome Maria, Gianferrari, and of course, our pet rescue expert, Larissa, is joining her. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, all of your books share extraordinary stories about the amazing human-animal connection. Tell us about this recent book of yours.
So this book is about a girl named Alma whose mother is serving overseas in Iraq, and she lives at home with her abuela, her grandmother, and she decides to get a rescue dog. And so it's a journey story about how they come to meet each other. So it's celebrating dog rescue and their rescuers at the same time.
That's so wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I love this is your 8th book. I mean, they obviously do very well, and people really love them for you to continue to be writing them. Especially our Larissa, who brought us this story. She's one of your biggest fans, in case you didn't know. And I know you especially love these books because they teach lessons to kids, important lessons about animals.
Yeah, I mean, we here at Home and Family and at Hallmark are talking about adoption every single day, and we will continue to do that. But eventually, you need to target the youth who can make bigger change eventually and stop the problem from happening in the first place. And so books like Maria's that are so engaging and fun and sweet, and really, you know, kids like to pick up a picture book and read through it. Maybe they don't realize right away what the lesson is, but they will one day. So it's starting, you know, that humane education early.
Right.
So I love it.
And again, getting the word out there.
Yes.
It's something that you do each and every single day, and you are with your books. Now, this book in particular is inspired by the true story of your own rescue dog, Becca, inspired by Becca. You said that you two came together kind of unexpectedly. Tell us a little bit.
Well, I had a friend who was pregnant at the time, and my daughter was 4 years old, and we were talking about, she knew she was having a girl. So we were trying to figure out what the name of her daughter might be. And so the name Rebecca popped into my head. I don't remember what my daughter picked for a name, but the next day I went on to Pet Finder and I found my Rebecca. So I saw this beautiful little face, and then there's a picture of her lying down, relaxed, and I thought that this is my dog, it's a sign. And so
what was it about that picture that made it feel
she just looked very mellow and relaxed, and I knew at the time I didn't want a puppy. I wanted a young dog, but not quite a puppy because they take a lot of energy, and she just looked like a sweet dog.
And what, is she mellow and relaxed? Was she?
Well,
pictures can be
eventually mellowed.
I think there was such an irony too. The name Rebecca popped into your head out of nowhere, and then the next day you go on a website that has thousands of dogs, and you're staring at one right away that says Rebecca. It was like, wow,
that was meant to be. You know, because most dogs aren't like people names. Most dogs are like Fluffy and Mitzi. Right, but Rebecca, I mean, that's quite a sophisticated name for a dog.
She was named after her rescuer, actually, the people that found her. She was abandoned at a common dumping site in Chattanooga, Tennessee, off a highway. And this couple lured her into their car with their leftover Olive Garden chicken. And they already had a ton of pets of their own, so they contacted a local rescuer. And so they were calling her Daisy, but the rescuer named her Rebecca after the woman who found her. So then we didn't want to change her name.
No, I like that, because she already
fits in with the family.
So Larissa, I know there's another aspect of this book that you really like as well.
Yeah, and you touched upon it a little bit, but you know, not only does it talk about rescue dogs, it celebrates the rescuers themselves. It kind of follows along the bus that takes all the animals from the one area to meet their future families. But it also has the Spanish vocabulary. It also has the plot line of the girl's mom serving overseas.
Right.
And you also include lessons in the back of ways people can still help, even if they can't adopt an animal right now. So it's like from cover to cover, there is so much information on what you can do to help animals in your area.
Well, you know, why was it important to you to add the aspect of the Spanish-speaking mother?
Well, I just thought there are a lot of people who are of Spanish descent, and so there aren't a lot of books featuring Spanish characters, so that was one reason. And the illustrator that we matched up with later is from Bogota, Colombia. So I'm not a native Spanish speaker, so she is, so she added kind of that extra authenticity.
And I love that too, because if you teach kids young, if you teach them a foreign language young, they'll remember it.
Yes.
That is really great.
And then I want you to talk about your event kit. There's a downloadable event kit
on my website. Yeah, so basically it's an adoption event kit that you can use. There are pennants and different ways about things that you can do to help dogs. So like kids could have a birthday party, and instead of getting gifts, you do a fund drive or collect money that you can donate to your local shelter. There are temporary tattoos.
Yeah, there's all these cute little activities that you can print out and have with your kids. So, and that's on your website, and it's awesome. It's just such a big thing that you can do just from a little book.
There's a foldable rescue truck that you.
So this is the way of giving back.
Yeah,
by buying the book.
It's where your book also gives back. Now, I know a lot of people that would love to rescue a dog, but they haven't actually kind of taken that step.
Right.
You know, it's making the official step is kind of a big deal in a lot of people's minds. What would you tell them to convince them to actually go for it?
To find their Rebecca.
Well, I think you really have to do research. You have to find the dog that's going to fit your lifestyle and energy level. A lot of dogs have separation anxiety that are rescue dogs. So Becca would not have been good in a family where people were working all day. So I'm a writer, so I work at home. So it worked out well that, you know, she wasn't going to be away for, or nobody would be away for long hours.
Right.
Yeah, it takes, you got to research it. You got to, but even if you can't adopt, you just did a fundraiser. That's something somebody could do.
Yeah, so I worked with my local indie bookstore. I was doing a reading there, Scrawl Books in Reston, and a rescue group called New Love Animal Rescue. And I was just going to collect money, you know, in a little paw print jar. But then I found out I could do a Facebook fundraiser, and just in a week's time, I raised over $600 with the help of my friends.
Oh my gosh,
so
wonderful.
you can do this too for your, you know, it's Giving Tuesday. So check out your, you know, local rescues, and you can help support them in so many different ways.
Thank you so much.
So many different ways to help, for sure, including writing books. That's one way, everybody. You can find more information about Operation Rescue Dog and Maria's many other titles on Maria's website. Check it out.
And you all stick around, because up next, I'm going to the kitchen to make a delicious holiday dessert, white chocolate eggnog bars.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on back, everyone.